What's up everybody, it's Wyvern here, and in today's video we will be taking a look at my victory in my last Sinister Cup of the month. But before we get into that, I would just like to thank all of the staff and admins of the Southside Raids Discord for putting the tournament together and hosting it, putting the prizes together. I had a great time, and I'm really looking forward to next month. So with that being said, guys, let's dive right into the footage. In round one, we got matched up against Going Out for Dinner, who's running a bit of an off-meta team. Now, since we took Drifblim off the team, we don't have to worry about that Magneton. And we're going to go ahead and lead with Alolan Marowak, just because it has strong matchups against most to all of his team. We're going to try and just go for the Bone Club here, because Blaziken is a pretty glassy Pokemon. And so we don't have to be going for that Shadow Ball, plus Bone Club is going to hit it super effective. I know whatever comes through here, it won't be hitting us that hard. It's probably either going to be a Fire or a Fighting type move, so we don't have to shield it. Now we are able to get that Bone Club off. I believe he's going to shield this, which works out because I think I missed an icon or two there. So that works out in our favor. So we do get that first shield out of him there. Bone Club definitely would hit that Blaziken pretty hard, with it being super effective and just being a pretty glassy Pokemon to begin with. So we're going to be getting another Bone Club off before he is able to get another Blaze Kick off. I think we have a higher energy differential at this point because of Piggybacking 2.0. And now there we see he is able to get a second move off. Now, this is not one that we have to worry about. Once again, I know it's probably going to be another Blaze Kick, but we do opt to shield just to keep the Marowak at pretty high health, just because it does have good matchups against most of his team. There, I hit the wrong Pokemon trying to switch. I meant to tap Medicham, which is normally in the same slot that Bastiodon is. It's kind of a reflex switch, but since I put them in the wrong order, I tapped on the wrong one and brought the Bastiodon in versus the Primeape. We're going to opt not to shield here. I was thinking I would just let the Bastiodon go down, but it looks like he only has Night Slash on the Primeape, not a fighting charge move. I believe it's Dynamic Punch is what it runs, so we are just able to barely get a fighting move off, or rather a charge move off, sorry. Now he is able to go for another Night Slash, which will knock us out, but thankfully we were able to get that Flamethrower off and get that Primeape almost dead. So now we're just going to come in with the Medicham and finish it off. We have the switch glitch now, so we have that Marowak down at the bottom. However, it doesn't really matter that much just because Medicham is going to be hitting that Blaziken with the counters pretty hard. We're going to shield here just in case he charged up enough energy for a Brave Bird. I really don't see it coming, but we're just going to shield just to keep that Medicham alive and well. Now we're just going to down this with counters. He's going to swap it out last second. We're going to be going for a power-up punch now versus that Magneton. That will be hitting it super effective, and with no shields left on his part, that will be dealing a lot of damage, and we actually have enough energy for a second power-up punch, which will likely knock this out now that we've been powered up once. So just one or two more counters, and the Magneton goes down. And you see the Blaziken come in and just drop dead since it only had one hit point left. So it did manage to go 3-0 against Going Out for Dinner. Round two, we're going up against Cody Penny, who I've played before and who is a very strong trainer, so I was very careful with my lead. I don't like the Claydol on his team. I hate playing against them, but ultimately I decided to go with the Bastiodon just because my team is designed to force the Ghost-type lead on my opponent's part, and Bastiodon is generally a good counter for that, so I was kind of expecting the Drifblim. However, we got into a bit of a mirror match here. I'm fine to stick in it, but he's going to switch out, so we are going to follow that switch. Try and switch there, not able to get it, so we'll switch into the Alolan Marowak. Really don't have a solid counter on my team for the Claydol. Probably should have brought the Dusknoir since it's not going to be weak to those ground type moves. So we're definitely going to shield here just because I know if the Marowak goes down, we lose this match already. So that Earth Power would definitely be dealing a good bit of damage to us. We're going to overcharge a bit here and then go for the Bone Club to try and bait the shield out of him. Hopefully this works, because if it doesn't, that will also likely cost us the match, losing that energy and not dealing that much damage to him. But we do get the shield out of him there. So that worked out in our favor. Now we're going to be going for a Shadow Ball. Hopefully he'll expect another Bone Club bait, so we'll see in a second what we get here. We do manage to hit excellent on that. Unfortunately, he is going to shield that. So another Bone Club bait would have worked out there, but I know my only chance to win at this point is getting to another Shadow Ball. So at this point, I'm thinking whether or not to shield, but I know if the Marowak goes down, then I won't have anything strong to finish off the Claydol, and I will probably let it get off another charge move before I'm able to down it. Also, I know if the Marowak takes down the Claydol, he'll probably come in with the Bastiodon to finish the Marowak off. in which case, when that knocks out the Marowak, I can come in with the Medicham and force a bad matchup. So all that went through my head in about the 3 seconds in the time I was deciding whether or not to shield. So we do get that Bastiodon matchup, and we were just barely able to get that Shadow Ball off to finish off the Claydol. So now we are in prime position to win here. We're going to be going for a power-up punch. Managed to hit excellent on it, which is really difficult on the fighting type moves. We're going to force a switch there, and we're just going to go straight into our Bastiodon. And since he burned both shields already, we're going to be going for a Stone Edge, which will knock out, if not take, the Drifblim to very low health. So there it hits it super effective, almost completely one-shots it, and we're just able to down it with Smackdowns. Unfortunately, he is able to get a charge move off first, but since Bastiodon's so tanky, that's not going to deal that much to us. Shadow Ball definitely doing a hefty amount, maybe about a third to a quarter of health, but this late in the game, it's not going to be a game changer, and now we're just going to hit the Bastiodon with a Flamethrower when it comes in. And knowing that we have the powered-up Medicham in the back, we have pretty much taken this match. So we see an attack coming in on his part. Not sure whether it's a Flamethrower or a Stone Edge, but since we don't have any shields, really nothing I can do about it. Does end up being a Stone Edge. And now we're just going to try and charge up to another Flamethrower, tank whatever charge move comes through. See one more Stone Edge coming in, and I noted that the switch timer was just about up, so I'm assuming by the time the Stone Edge is gone, it will be used up. So we're not going to let him charge up any more energy. We're just going to come in with the Medicham and finish off his Bastiodon. In the finals against All Trainer, I see the 3 Steel types and Poliwrath on his team, so I think Medicham is going to be a pretty safe lead here. Unfortunately, he decides to go with Dusclops as the lead, forcing us into a pretty bad matchup right off the bat. But I don't like to switch early just because I think it gives your opponent even greater advantage than just coming in with a bad lead. So generally, I tend to let my lead go down and fight back from a 2 to 3 Pokemon ratio. We're going to let the Shadow Punch come through just because I don't like to waste any shields in a matchup that I know I'm going to lose. Regardless of if I shield or not, in my opinion, there's really no reason to burn shields on that. We're going to be going for a Psychic here just because that will definitely hit that Dusclops pretty hard, and we do get that first shield out of him. We're going to see him overcharge just a little bit here, which was a very good play on his part, and then he's going to try and down that Medicham with a Shadow Punch. Like I said, we're just going to let this go through because I know if I shield, he has overcharged, and he's just going to hit us with another Shadow Punch, and I'll be faced with the decision of burning another shield to try and get to Psychic, or just cutting my losses at that point. So we just let the Medicham go down, come in with the Bastiodon to try and finish off the Dusclops. We're going to get a Fire Punch coming through, and I know that's not going to deal that much damage, so we're going to opt not to shield it. We're just going to be hitting this with Smackdowns, trying to farm up to a Stone Edge. We're going to see him switch out into Marowak, so I pull up that switch screen, but Bastiodon is pretty much my counter to Alolan Marowak, so we're just going to stick in with Bastiodon. We have enough energy charged up, and he's down a shield, so now he has 0 shields at this point. So I know all we have to do is kind of farm this with Smackdowns a little bit, and then pop a Stone Edge on it, and that should be able to finish it off. However, I do opt to shield here. Normally, I will try and tank 1 or 2 Bone Clubs with Bastiodon, but since he's running the Double Ghost and has the Dusclops in the back, we need to keep this Bastiodon alive for that matchup. Thankfully, we are able to get to another Stone Edge before he's able to get to another Bone Club, and with 0 shields left, this will finish off the Marowak. So now we see that go down, and the Dusclops come back in, so we are just going to farm this up with Smackdowns, try and save as much energy for the matchup in the back as possible. Once again, we are not going to shield that just because there's really no reason to shield the Dusclops with a Bastiodon unless you are very low on health and have a lot of energy stored up, which I believe we actually do come to in a little bit here. We're going to tank 1 more just because I know we can. I'm trying my best not to use a charge move on this Dusclops just because I have all this energy stored up. I really don't want it to go to waste. Unfortunately, he is able to get 1 more charge move off, so this is a scenario where you do want to shield just to not lose all that energy. Even though Bastiodon's very low, being able to hit a charge move will be crucial in this last matchup. We're going to be going for a Flamethrower right away, because with 3 Steel types, I'm expecting this to be one of them. It does end up being a Mawile, so we're going to be going for that Flamethrower, and that is going to deal a ton of damage to the Mawile. And now we're going to switch out before the Mawile is able to store up any energy. We're going to come in with the Marowak and go for a Bone Club to finish it off. And we are able to get to that before he's able to get to a Power-Up Punch, or if he has a second move, whatever that might be. So that will finish off the Mawile and win the match for us. So as you'll see here, we did only have 8 people making this a 3-round tournament. I won all 9 of my battles, but that does not mean it was an easy slate by any means. I had a lot of tough matchups, I had a lot of positive leads which played in my favor, and I just played pretty well for the most part. So it was certainly a good turnout for the first month of Ranked Cups for this community. They didn't do any last season. They did a Kingdom Cup over the off season between seasons 1 and 2, that month off there. And I believe they got 8 to 10 people for all 3 cups. So it's really nice to see the community expand in that way and to start to get into the PvP scene. If any of you guys from the Atlanta group are watching this, definitely going to try and get some of y'all down here later during Season 2 for a McDonough tournament. I think that would be a lot of fun, and it would help grow the community down here. Now, this was definitely a good note to end Sinister on. It was awesome to win a cup, especially in the first month of Season 2. I think that will really help my player rank, and it was certainly a good note to end the month on. I'd like to end this video by once again thanking the Southside Raids staff for putting this tournament together and for hosting it. I'm really looking forward to next month. I think Ferocious will be an interesting meta to watch develop and to partake in. If you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to like and subscribe. And until next time, guys, I'm Wyvern.